This is the AMX-50 Foch 155. It is a Tier 10 French tech tree tank destroyer, and in today's video we are really giving ourselves a challenge as I'm going to be doing a play to lose in this tank. Now the Foch 155 is easily one of the hardest vehicles to win in the game, and why? Well, it's quite simple. First of all, very poor armor on the sides and the rear. In fact, it's like 80-70 mils thick. So 150 millimeters, 130 millimeters can cut through the sides of this tank with high explosive, making it a big pinata. When you pair that into the fact that this vehicle also features very poor traverse speed for a tank destroyer. If you compare the traverse speed of this vehicle to something of that, like even a Jag Tiger, it's actually worse, which is weird, but it's true. So you have to be really careful when driving this tank where you position it, because if you over-aggress or something along those lines, it can be really sus. But at the same time, the Foch has a very dangerous gun. It has fantastic mobility and troll armor frontally, enough to where you will get some bounces. Now, I was really hoping that our Leopard PTA was going to go towards medium flank, because I would have gone to medium flank and supported our teammate, especially because the enemy team only has one medium, but our team, unfortunately, did not want that result. So, oh well. We're going to chill right here. We have the enemy Foch, who does make an aggression, but not able to hit him yet. Come on, aiming. There you go. We got the clear into the enemy Foch. He's dead. Pretty good stuff. Okay. I think we're fine for now. We have the enemy 50B. We got a lot spotted, but not a lot to shoot. Alright, we're going to reload our clip, because I don't see any shots. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push wide and hopefully help out with this E100. We can see there's a tank in base B, which isn't too much of a problem for me right now. We're going to reload, and as I said, I'm hoping right now we can just send the E100. I think that's really the best play I can make, so that's exactly what we're going to do. Full speed ahead. Here we go. Well, maybe not going to send the E100, because the E100's about to be dead anyway. So let's ignore the E100. We're going to push the M103, and let's activate our tungsten. 558 damaging shell. Of course, with my luck, the 50B's here, but thankfully, Type 71 comes in to save the day and gets some shells out. Good job from our Type. As I always say, it's not hard to be a good teammate, but it requires a little bit of brain, and thankfully, that teammate did actually give me what I needed. So the 60 TP gets a shell into the pattern. We get a clearing shot, and that leaves us with the enemy WZ-113 GFT, who I'm really hoping we can roll around the corner and slam a shell for 492 into. Wonder how much we can ram the WZ for. Well, not too much. I mean, this game was an instant steamroll. We didn't even have the opportunity to really get out much damage, but I can't complain. We did 2,500, we supported our team, we made an aggressive play when we needed to, and we basically did as much as we could have. I mean, look at our team here. Everybody did over 1,000 damage, which is almost unheard of when it comes to a blitz battle. So, really, at the end of the day, I can't get too salty about it. I just wish we would have been able to get out, like, one more clip. That's the only issue with autoloaders in general, is one clip from a Foch brings you from 2,500 to 3,500. And if you have tungsten on, that's 2,500 to, like, almost 4K. It's like 3,700, so it is definitely a big effect of the battle. Now, I'm actually going to go... we're going to go to mid first. Sorry, Centurion. As much as I want to support you, I think going mid and trying to shoot a heavy crossing is really important. Because my bat chat's going to go to that bush there, if I cross here, this will be a really good position to shoot the enemy if they try to make a play. There you go. Nice shell into the enemy FV2 and 5B once, and a second shell that is a lot of HP taken off of his vehicle, and we didn't even get spotted. Again, this is such a dangerous tank when you're able to get those shells out. Now we can see for some reason the enemy M6 Yo has gone wide, which is weird, because it appears he's the only one there. I'm going to push up, and I'm going to see if I can support my teammate. The Yo actually gets penned, and we're just going to... Oh, and they have a 30B over here, and a 57 heavy. Why? I cannot tell you. Interesting. That is not what I wanted. Well, I don't even know what to say. I got a couple options running through my mind, and I think the main option I'm going to do right now is I'm going to play fully wide like this. And then, am I spotted? I shouldn't be. No, I'm not spotted. Okay, I'm going to back up, and I'm hoping Ooh, that 30B made a misplay, if you ask me. Ooh, 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 ooh. Alright, well, we are going to drive right on up here. We're going to activate our tungsten. We're going to get one shell out for 543, and a second shell out, clearing his vehicle. Now we're going to simply back on up, and just like that, we've done a decent amount of damage to the enemy team already. Okay, well, the 4202 is trying to deal with that player. And the only player I'm really worried about as of now is that 57 Heavy. He is still back there. There's not much I can really do about that. So, I'm not really sure what to do. Might just wait. I'm just going to activate my super speed, and we're going to get one shell into the enemy yo like so, and we're going to get a second shell into the yo. There you go. That is, again, a very substantial chunk taken off of that tank. So we're actually at a pretty solid amount of damage now, and I think we should be able to get at least another 2 shells out. We're going to reload in just a couple seconds. 3, 2, 1, and let's see if I can get a shell into the rear of the 57 Heavy. There you go. Nice. 497, and we get an HE out for 685, and just like that, we are now up to 4,000. So this will be our second win, a pretty easy one, and again, great example of where the Foch is actually super dangerous. I mean, I really like the tank when you're able to get these 2 shells out. I knew I was going to bleed health there, but it wasn't too much of a big deal. The super speed boost on the Foch is also, in my opinion, really helpful, because I already have 19 reverse with double gear oil, and if you pair that with the 8 buff that this gives you, that's like, what, 27, 26 kilometers per hour speed? I have, 19? So it'd be 27 kilometer per hour reverse speed when I activate super speed boost, and that is insane. It allows me to basically save myself from any situation that I may have gotten stuck into, which is great, because as I said, the Foch's main killer is its traverse speed. So if I don't need to traverse, and I can just reverse out of a spot, traverse and reverse. I know they sound very similar, but yeah, if I can just get out of a spot I'm in, rather than trying to circle, it's going to be way easier. So we are going to start this game by... Well, they don't really have too many heavies. They actually have 0 heavies, which is weird. We have heavily armored vehicles. They really don't at all. They have a YAG. That's about it. So I'm going to go wide, and hopefully we're going to be able to support our team. We'll see. I'm going to sit right here, and we'll see what we can do. 183 is spotted. I don't think the enemy's going to go here, to be honest. So I'm going to move up like this. And I'm going to be very careful, but I feel like we can definitely get some good old bleeds out. Okay, let's see. We got the enemy Progetto. There you go. 514 into the Progetto, and he gets nuked even more. Don't think he enjoyed that too much, gonna be honest. Oh, man. Alright, well, I'm really hoping that Prague starts to leave, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen as of yet. I'm just going to keep my 1 shell loaded for now. I think that's a fair play. Interesting. Well, I'm just going to overpoke this very briefly, and see ya! I hate 183s, and if I have any opportunity to clear one, I will. So that's exactly what I did there. Alright, let's reload. We got 8 seconds left on our reload, which is fine. And then we will have 2 shells ready, so let's move up. Let's activate our tungsten, and there you go. 580 into the enemy STB. We have the enemy 268 staring at us, and he does hit me, but never mind. That's the Foch for you. As I said, the Foch is great until it isn't, and that's a great example there. That was a very easy shot that we missed, and I knew I was going to get hit either way, so I kind of traded for it, and that was not a worthwhile trade. Interesting. Okay, well, we are going to go around like this. I'm a little worried that Sheridan's going to try and flank me, and if that's the case, I'm going to go all the way wide over here, and, oh, we are spotted. That's not good. Where is the enemy Sheridan? There he is. I knew it. I knew it. I just knew he was going to be there. Okay, well, we do have support. Oh, boy. That YAG is on my rear, which is not great. There you go. We got 1 shell into the enemy Sheridan. And let's see if I can just push him off. That's the thought right now. Come on, let's activate our speed boost. And there you go. Another shot into the Sheridan. He's going to run away. And I'm just going to... Oh, beautiful. I baited it. I was really worried that we weren't going to be able to bait that. But again, this is why the Foch is so scary, is because the level of mobility this vehicle features is insane. And we've been able to use that mobility to support our team. Sheridan's going to run away, which isn't too much of a threat at all for me. We're going to load in an HE shell and deal 0 damage into the Patton, which kind of sucks, not going to lie, but it's not that big of a deal. We're just going to drive up here, and we are going to clear this enemy Patton. We're going to go back to a standard shell, though. Hello, good sir. Goodbye. There you go. Well, we won, and that's all that really matters here. We didn't do too much damage, only 2,500, but again, we weren't really given the opportunity to deal that much damage. I knew the Sheridan was going to be behind me, so I knew I had to deal with that tank. And getting the enemy light tank cleared in a tank destroyer, just think about that. That is such a hard thing to do, but thankfully, because I had super speed boost, it was impossible for that Sheridan to get behind me, especially with the way I maneuvered my vehicle, and I made it so I could shoot him in the turret. If that Sheridan was a little smart, I think he could have tried to get behind me, but thankfully I positioned myself in a way that I could have just reversed right to my WZ, and I probably would have been fine. I was more worried about the Progetto that was behind me that might have been able to see my tank, but thankfully he didn't go for me, so it looks like it all worked out in the end. Either way, the Sheridan is a really scary tank, and I'm always worried about it in general. Badger, do you have to, like, take the... Please give me room, please give me room, please give me room. Oh my god, bro. All you had to do is stop for, like, 1 second, and it would have been faster for you and me. But instead you make it slower for both of us. Oh well. I'm going to cross this, and we're going to aim it on this enemy Super Conqueror. And here we go. Oh, bruh. Oh my god, I'm stuck on a frick... I'm molding right now, if you can't tell. Okay, well, we got the E4 crossing as well, at least, so we're going to get our second shell out. There you go. I got stuck on an invisible corner there, and I've showcased this in the past, but, like, for some reason, some of the corners in this game don't work, and they get you stuck for no reason. That was definitely one of them there. We can see the enemy Progetto YOLOing our teammate, which is... Oh, we're lagging. Okay, we're back. Alright, let's see if we can... That shell went to China, bruh. Alright, well, we got the E4 crossing, and I hate E4, so if I can get a shell into his tank, that's a dub. What a sussler game has been unfolding right now. No, you don't, Char. You are not pushing me into the line of sight of that Yag. I refuse. I will push this any day of the week over getting shot by a Yag. So, let's see if we can push this. Hopefully our Bat Chat... Okay, good. He gets the clear on the E4. And our Badger gets the clear on him. The T-92 misses. So we're going to drive right over. We're going to get a shell into the enemy Bat Chat. He gets shot. And we get a shell into the Super Conqueror as well. And now the Badger's going to swap positions with me. Wow, actually a surprisingly solid team here. I can't complain at all. I've been getting very lucky with my teams right now. That's what I'll say. At this point, we are obviously in a very, very solid situation. We are going to move over here. We're going to aim it on that Yag Tiger, and there you go. 625 shots, and he's dead. There you go. 489 into the Yag Panzer E100. I mean, we did 3,800 damage, and we won. So I got no complaints at all. The Foch is doing pretty good so far. I'll be honest. It's kicking some butt. Let's see if we can get... well, never mind. Unfortunately, the T-92 would rather just drive out into the open and die. Oh well. A win's a win. And that was a rather solid win as well. I think we did... Yeah, we did 3,900. I think we hit that blind shot on the Super Conqueror. It's pretty easy to tell. We just go to efficiency, and yes, we did hit the blind shot. You can see, though, how much of a difference it makes when your team supports you versus doesn't. And we had two different examples there. The first was that Badger simply slowing me down took away my ability to get 2 shells into that Super Conqueror. If that Badger didn't slow me down, I would have been able to easily get both shots into the Super Conqueror. Now, thankfully, the E4 was there, but you can see the difference. It's a huge difference in making your way to a certain position when one teammate who's a lot slower doesn't give you the right of way. Can be a little disappointing. But we also saw what happens when you have a team that actually supports you. It can be a huge, huge benefit. And that's exactly what we saw there. Now, I was hoping that Again, we would go medium side. I like going medium side in the Foch. This is a medium bully. That is what it's great at dealing with the double shotgun. It outtrades them. It has more mobility than mediums with the super speed boost. Unfortunately, again here, we are just not able to play this tank in a medium style environment. So right now we are relying on our WZ-113 to give our team spots. As we can see, the T-92 is able to spot him in the crossing. And, well, we're going to aim it on that bat chat. However, I did not have the shell out, so unfortunate. We have the E100, and I'm going to aim it on that E100. There you go. Oh, really, that sucks. Alright, well, thankfully we did get the second shell out. While the Foch's standard alpha is not very high, one thing that people sleep on is its premium alpha. It only loses a little bit compared to the standard. It's kind of like a Hori in that regard, and it means that loading gold really isn't that big of a loss when using a vehicle like the Foch. So the girl gets shot. What I'm really hoping right now is that we can... That sucked. Okay, well, let's see if that girl pokes it. There you go. He does poke it a second time, which allows us to get a 600 alpha tungsten into him. Quite nice. Quite nice. Alright, we're doing good so far. With the girl spotted and no TDs being detected yet, I think we might be able to make a rather aggressive play here. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not going to use my super speed yet because I don't think we need to. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive right out in the open, and we're going to aim it on the E100. We're going to get a nice shell. Oh, they do have a TD over here. We get one shell out. We don't get the second shell. We're going to activate our speed boost so that the E100 does not have the shell on me, and this is where that super good reverse is amazing. Also, the fact that that E3 was back there and was not spotted that entire time, kind of rat, not going to lie. Really thought he wouldn't have been back there, especially with where the enemy grill and everybody else was, but it looks like he is. Alright, well, that's fine. We're doing all right here. And it also looks like the waffle is back there as well. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to squeeze our way right over here. We're going to aim it directly on that E3. And there you go. 480 damage shell into his tank. And 477. Again, look at that damage output this vehicle is able to use. We're already at 2,500, which is more than enough. The Waffenträger is going to die, so I'm not really going to worry about him. We're going to be reloaded in just a second here. And then we're going to be able to get out some more damage into the E3. So let's aim in on him. There you go. 486. I activated my tungsten, however, it looks like we didn't actually need it, but didn't really make much of a difference there. It's not like we're going to get too much more damage out anyway. The Yo is probably going to try and kill the T-30, but in reality, the Yo is going to die if he pokes again, or he dies in general. I mean, we did over 3k, and we won. And those are really the only two criteria that I had for this game. So, yeah, not too bad. All that's left is a T-92E1 who appears like he's going to run away. So, we're going to activate our super speed. Let's see how fast we can go with super speed in double gear oil. Holy, 60 kilometers per hour in a Foch. That is kind of insane when you think about it. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to get any more damage out here. Well, it looks like the T-92 finally decided to actually run away. However, the Vickers Light is probably going to get this clear, and we can see that right... Oh, never mind, he misses. Well, we get the clear. I'm very surprised that that shell hit and that our Vickers missed, but I'm not going to complain when I get given a free 200 damage. And that super speed boost allowed us to get there faster to actually get that shell out. So 3,465 dealt, and once again, top on the team. So not too bad at all. We've been supporting our teammates, we've been doing a good job, and we've been getting bounces when we needed to. The Foch's armor is not good, but it's definitely not bad. That's what I'll say. Against tier 9s, especially mediums, they actually can't penetrate your upper plate. And in general, if you are wiggling it and you're using the mobility properly, you will get bounces just because of the fact that that upper plate is very troll. It's about 300 millimeters effective. With enhanced armor, you can probably get it up to like 310. So that means that you're actually going to struggle to pen it. If it's using gun depression, that upper plate's actually upwards of 400. And that's quite good. The problem is it's got a big hatch, it's got a lower plate, so it has weak spots, and its tracks are awful. But if you know how to use it properly, you can definitely get some bounces. That's no doubt. I can say in the average Foch battle, you're at least going to block around 2 shots, which is good. Sometimes you'll get 3k blocked. I've had some crazy, crazy games in the Foch where you rush people, they panic, they shoot, they bounce, and then you absolutely nuke them in return. I don't know which way our team's going to go. I'm going to be honest. I kind of hope they go town. Normally, I don't like going town, but I'm not going to complain too much because Town allows me to use the mobility this vehicle has, and it allows me to not have to worry about the awkward gun depression values that this tank also features. So what we're going to do is we're going to use that super speed boost. We're going to very, very quickly make our way all the way across over here. We have the IS-7 spotted, and we're going to aim in. Oh, actually, you know what? I take that back. We're going to cross over here. We're going to wait right here. 268 fires already. And that's obviously quite nice. What I'm hoping is that we can just roll around this corner with our tungsten activated, and, well, there's one shell into the 268. I don't think he's going to get the reload. There you go. 2 shells into the 268, clearing him. Now, if we were running the single shot there, we would have easily cleared the 268, so basically it's a wash, but of course our AMX Proto went alone. Oh, wow, that might be a lot of HP taken off from us here, if that 60 pens us. Thankfully he doesn't, which is quite lucky, to be honest. I'm just going to send this IS-7. I think that's honestly the smartest play I can make here. Let's load in a heat shell. The IS-7 bounces me, and then we're going to aim it on the 60, and... oh, that sucks. Alright, we're going to over-angle the sides, and then we're going to wiggle it like this, and we're going to squeeze over here. Hopefully our Renat Charente is able to get that clear, as I'm not able to. Let's just back up, and let's leave the IS-7 at this angle like so. Please kill him. Please kill him. Thank you. Okay. Let's just wiggle, 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 wiggle. And there you go. Another bounce plus 2 pens into the 60. Again, great example of the armor on this tank. It's really, really troll. And people don't know how to deal with it. And then you get really good bounces as well. So at this point, we need to help out our TVP. Or not help out our TVP, but kill the enemy TVP. I'm going to wait right here. Now that the TVP is not looking... oh, that was an awful shot for me, I will admit that. I absolutely over-angled that shot like crazy. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate super speed. We're going to ignore all these vehicles over here, and beautiful. We still get the clear. That's huge. I'm praying that our 60... oh, he messes up the shot. That sucks. Okay. I need to help out our 60 TP, because this 60 dying could be the change of a win versus a loss, especially with the Rhino being a one-shot. So I need to get this clear right now. There you go. Very, very important. And let's see what we can do. Got the Conqueror in the open. We are up on base cap, which is obviously quite huge. Let's move over here, and I'm going to reload at this point. This kind of sucks, though. This not even kind of sucks. This really sucks. I'm just going to back up. I'm hoping the Patton, thank God, doesn't get the shell out. Oh, but our 60 driving into the enemy, which really, really sucks. Okay, I'm going to chill here. If our 60 can hold off that minnow, this actually could be a winnable situation. Let's just turn over here. Let's activate our tungsten, and... oh, we penned that. That shell went high, almost screwed me, but we got the pen. We got a second pen. Tungsten allowed us to get that clear there, and just like that, this is going to be a win. Holy guacamole. As we can see, the Foch has potential to carry. And if you use that speed properly, and you use the tank's capabilities properly, you can definitely bring out some very, very solid victories. So we got 1 shell into the enemy minnow. We're going to get a 2nd shell into his tank. And now we're going to activate that super speed boost. We're going to back up. I'm going to put myself in a position that the enemy Conqueror cannot kill me. And with our 60 sitting on that base, there's almost no way we lose this game. 990, 995, and there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We got a win. What a crazy game. Thank God our 60 supported me. Thank God our Rhino killed that IS-7. The IS-7 should have died a little bit sooner, if you want my opinion. And I shouldn't have messed up that shell on the TVP. That was my fault. But, oh well. We did 5,000 damage, we got an ace, we got a win. And this is why the Foch is capable. So now that we've done a good showcase of what the double shot Foch is capable of doing, we're going to move over to the single shot, which is what I personally like better, and that's why we're going to be using it. The single shot has a couple advantages. First of all, it aims in a bit faster, which is quite nice. That 0.4 seconds of aiming time is big. And when you pair that with the fact that it also has better damage per minute by about 186, and most importantly, 14 millimeters better pen, being AP as well, that's huge. Just the AP pen alone allows the single shot on this vehicle to have a big advantage over the double shot on the other tank. Now, I do need to change my ammo loadout a bit. I only have 4 HE, which is not enough. I should also mention you can run adrenaline with this gun, which is, again, another big advantage. So sure, while I don't have super speed boost, I don't think I need it as much because we're able to output more damage in a less bursty way, which I like. I love double shot autoloaders, but I like it when I have a turret and I usually have, you know, some sort of flexibility. The Foch doesn't have that. But what the Foch does have is just a really, really high alpha gun with 600 when you're using this, which is obviously quite nice. So we're going to move up, and there you go. We have spotted the Type 71, and look at that. Beautiful snap. What a crazy shot, too. I don't know how that hit. We actually didn't even get spotted, too, which is kind of crazy. Spotted the IS-4. Okay. Do they have any slow heavies? No, it doesn't look like it. That was the only 2 heavies that we were probably going to spot in the crossing there. Okay, well, we're going to move up, and we're going to see if I can detect any tank destroyers in the back. There's the enemy grill. We're going to activate our tungsten. We're going to load HE. Actually, we're not going to do an HE shell. I just think a tungsten AP is already more than enough. I mean, that absolutely juiced the crap out of that grill. And now we reload, and we should be unspotted at this point, so if that grill pokes again, he's going to get shot again. Again, this is where that single shot capability is much better, because instead of having to worry about getting out 2 shells, I don't need to. I just shoot the player once, and I'm fine. So we're going to see, oh, there you go, Type 71 backs into the open, 700 damage shot. Now the double shot definitely would be more flexible there, but it's not too much of a big deal either way. The problem is our team isn't doing great. We are already down 2 tanks, and one of which is a rather important vehicle, our Sheridan. And our mouse is getting bled out, which is not good either. I'm going to try and back out of this position. I'm really hoping that grill doesn't shoot me. Oof. Okay, we're good. We are good. All right, and keep backing up, keep backing up. Sweet. Okay, we are fine, but holy crap is our mouse bleeding fast. Like, bro, you guys are absolutely getting nuked. You need to stop bleeding all of your health. We are going to chill right over here. And, oh, we got the bat chat on our rear, which is not ideal. I'm going to make sure that this bat chat cannot get around me. We get a nice 600 damage shell out, and I'm going to reverse faster than he's able to see me, is the best way to describe it. Got the T-54 on our side now, and let's activate our adrenaline. Let's get a nice shell into the T-54 once. He gets shot at with the M103, and I'm kind of stuck here for now, but we are alive, which is obviously quite important, and, well, that's about all I can say. Let's get a nice shell into the bat chat, and I'm going to just try and back out. Ow, 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 but we are still alive somehow, but I doubt for long. There you go. Nice clear onto the enemy Bashation, or not the Bashation, the T-54. I'm praying that my bat chat, or my team, gets the clear on this enemy tank. Okay, well, this game kind of sucked, I'm not going to lie. Let's see if we can get a shell into the yo. Oh! Back up, back up, back up. Bruh, please, please kill him. Thank God. Holy crap. Well, an ammo rack just took what was a loss into a victory. I can't really say the single shot gave us that win. My team not supporting me is why we almost lost. If my team had just dealt with the mediums, would have been an easy win. But the problem is, and as you saw, the traverse speed of the Foch is bad. And that traverse speed can screw you when you need it. Now, thankfully, we have 2 somewhat healthy vehicles. And that means even if the 4005 tries to clear 1, I'm hoping, well, I don't know. If the C5 just sits out in the open, oh my God. Wow, we actually might lose because he's going to get a 2nd shell and a 3rd shell. Great job. Well, we actually might lose this. Wow. A great job from our team. I can deal 6,000 damage and still get a loss. Great job, guys. That's insane. Again, the Foch itself, fantastic vehicle. And the single shot worked better than any other gun would have in this game. I really enjoy playing in the Foch because it can deal with situations like this and turn them into wins. Unfortunately, when you have an E5 named Helldiver who has 34,000 games and can't break 40% win rate, and you have a Sheridan who does 24 damage, it's just, this entire game from start to finish was meant to be a defeat. That's honestly really disappointing because we were doing so good in this vehicle. We were thrown 2 games in a row that were basically meant to be defeats. We had our game on Middleburg where we had to try hard our butts off to win, and then right after that we move over to Winter Malley where even with a 2,000 damage ammo rack, we still lose the battle. That bat chat being allowed to simply get in the open and shoot me multiple times is why we lost that game. If our E5, by the way, our E5 is only shooting HE the entire game, so just want to clarify that. But if our E5 And if our Kampfpanzer had simply just killed that Batchat at any moment in time, and I had been able to live, it would have guaranteed been a win, and I might have even been able to deal upwards of 8,000 damage, which is kind of crazy. And we almost brought it back. We were so close to being able to get back in the cover there, but there's only so much you can do, and that's really the only issue with tank destroyers in general, is that they don't have turrets. If I was in, let's say, a 60 TP there, pretty confident the 60 TP would have been able to deal with that situation a lot better because of the fact it has more hit points, it has a turret, and it has armor around its vehicle rather than all placed on the front. That's the difference between a Foch and like a 60. But as I said, I think this tank's great, and I've been doing pretty well in it. I have a 67% win rate. Tank destroyers in general, you're never going to get a crazy win rate in, but 3,400 average damage is pretty solid for the tank. If you go to the last 30 days for the highest damage being dealt in the Foch, we are basically the #1 player right up there next to this other person, which is pretty dang crazy when you think about it. And that's why I really like the Foch. It's a vehicle that I don't need the tryhard in, I can still do very well in, and enjoy the tank. Now, if I did tryhard, I could probably go upwards of around 36, 3,700, but it's just one of those vehicles that requires so much brain power because you have to constantly outthink your opponents, and as you can see there, have to carry what looks like an unwinnable situation, which unfortunately seems like it was. If our E5 and Kampfpanzer had simply stuck together and pushed that 4005 at the same time, it would have instantly been a win. But teamwork does not make the dream work in World of Tanks Blitz. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you guys think about the Foch in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.